You pointed it out to me. 61 points in the first half, 31 in the second.
Yeah, and you can credit also Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat defense. This is why they're a playoff team, because when you watch them on offense, you say to yourself, how the heck is this team a playoff team? You know, they take some tear. This was the game of bad possessions at both sides. It really was hard to watch, but the Heat are a very good defensive team. Spoelstra obviously is a big part of that, and what they did was they started trapping the basketball, and the Knicks struggled with that and really stayed on the perimeter because early in the game they were getting in the paint anytime they wanted to. Once they turned that water off, it was all over.
We will be hearing from Dwyane Wade in just a couple of minutes. First, here is how the fourth quarter went down. What were we having here?
Well, again, I mean, the Knicks struggled, but it was still a close game in this fourth quarter, and Miami was just drip, drip, drip for a little while there before they broke this thing open. Early in the quarter, it's Dwyane Wade, and doing the show, as we know, this was for him. This is very early on, 83-79 right there, starting to pull away. Wade again gets around Lance Thomas, and that nice right-handed finish off the glass, 85-79. Son Whiteside dominated. I mean, just dominated the fourth quarter. 12 points and 8 rebounds in the quarter. Way too soft there by Knox. If you're going to foul him, you heard Clyde say that, you better mean it. Whiteside again at the rim, 97-85. Less than 2 minutes to go. The Knicks called timeout there, down 8 at that point. The game was over, but poor defense inside, and Whiteside really was unstoppable because Mitchell Robinson was in this game, but he had to help so much that the middle was just open.
He came out for warm-ups. He got cheered. He finally came into the game. There was a tribute from David Fizdale on the scoreboard. He promptly had a play written for him by Erik Spoelstra. You couldn't take the smile off Gabrielle Union's face, that's for sure. And after the tribute, a big hug for the former assistant coach of Miami. And here's what Spoelstra drew up in the huddle. It was really cool.
I mean, a great moment, great awareness by the coach. Of course, Spo is that kind of a guy, knowing that, and they were told that the video tribute would be at the first timeout, so they're in that timeout in the huddle. I actually went out in the tunnel right behind the Heat bench to watch that timeout and to watch Wade and see how he react. And I'm literally a couple of feet away from their bench. He was focused on the play, but then as the video started to play, it was David Fizdale doing a lot of the talking, is that he came out and waved to the crowd, as you saw, and he comes here and pays tribute and homage to, again, this great building, this great arena, this great stage of basketball that many of the great players always revere. And it means something when they play here. Now, on top of that, if you're a young player on the Knicks and you see this, you also tell yourself, like, understand, this is what the great players do. They're going to come in this building and they want it to be their stage.
And your challenge, be yours.
Well, but your challenge is to not let them take that stage. And right. I think, you know, far too much recently, stars have come in here and they've owned the stage. You got to get to a point where you find some players that say, okay, you're a great player, but this is our building.